Hello, followers, viewers, listeners. You have clicked on a video that says Piss Poor Parenting Podcast of Pens. Now, I don't know who you are or what 30-minute video do you think you're going to be watching, but this is going to be 30 minutes of us talking about pens.
Pens.
Really?
That's what.
I didn't.
I can talk about anything.
It's pen script. Okay, so I have topics written down, and I want you to follow them. You know I've won if we're following the script. She's won if we're off talking about, like, UK tax laws. Or something.
You are such an Anglophile.
I am. It's awful. See, she's winning!
It.
She has the upper hand.
We live here. You brought it up.
Anyways. So, well, I like taxes.
Why can't we talk about American tax laws?
What I was getting at is, and you're winning right now, like in the UK, if you buy something, the tax is included. So you don't have to multiply by 8.875 in your head. You just buy something for $30 and you hand them $30. It's just easier.
So does their tax rate change for cities? Because
it does.
In America, cities have their own tax rate, so everywhere you go, it's different.
I believe it does, but the point is
they pre-calculate it.
Yeah, so like we don't have to waste time. And if you're really looking to get technical,
but how often does their tax rate change? Because here we add bond issues fairly regularly, or there's that. So, say any big box retailer, I won't name a name, but Mr. Big Box Store, you go, they've marked their entire inventory with taxed figures. Bond issue passes, it's another 0.01 cents. Now they have to remark their entire inventory?
Walmart does that.
No, they don't.
Well, not for taxes, but like Walmart changes their stuff all the time. It's just as easy.
But they don't have to go change their whole store all at the same time. They can say, there's a sale on eggs.
Yeah, but no one's going to notice a 1 cent difference. Or
but their pricing still has to be accurate, so everything that is marked would have to be changed at the same time. That's why they don't do that. And score one for me. We're off topic.
Okay. So we start with...
And to bring it back, the pens that you are so apparently fond of.
You keep talking, I gotta go do something.
What's he doing?
Oh, throw my back out.
He's like a little old man. He's always bitching about his back hurting or something. Anyway.
It's a satchel. Pens. It's a man satchel. Indiana Jones has one. It's green. It's like army green for dude bros and stuff. Xbox. Ooh, yeah.
I can have a camo purse. It's Oklahoma. It's still a purse.
You can have a camo anything. It's Oklahoma. Okay, so this isn't advertising.
I made a nifty camo cake the other day. Hand-painted real free camo. It was very cool.
You will find the link to her website right here. Or it's not
somewhere
a website, it's a Facebook.
From here to here.
From here to here.
He can't put it necessarily right here, even though this is where the Vanna White level is.
The funny thing is,
somewhere between here and over here and up here, and it might be like this way.
I could do it, now I'm doing it just to spite you.
You're the one who said, I can't put it.
I know, I was just messing with you. I could put it anywhere, I just want to spite you, because I hate you.
The feeling is oh so mutual.
The feeling is mutual, too. Did you say usual or mutual?
Oh, so mutual.
Oh, I thought you said usual. Okay. So, this pen, I love pens. Like, I prefer them much over pencils, but we'll get that later. It's called the Z-Grip Flight, and it is the best pen I've ever had. And the only reason I got it is because someone broke my pen, the Z-Grip Flight. And, is it
like flight? Like, psh, I can throw it and...
You can throw it. You can poke someone's eye out with it too. Actually, don't throw it because I know how good you are with shoes.
Here, I want to try this. Oh, it's ballpoint. I don't care for that at all.
I prefer it. It's the best pen I've ever had, anywho. And the way I got about it is someone broke my pen, and I was like,
rude.
Yeah, they're a fiddler, and they took my pen without me knowing, and took it apart, and then tried to put it back together again, and they just couldn't. So I was like, you owe me a pen. So they came back tomorrow with the Z-Grip
They came
Flight.
back tomorrow? Ooh, awesome.
Came back the next day with a Z-Grip.
He's psychic. He knows they're coming back tomorrow with a pen.
Everyone knows that. With a 4-pack of these Z-Grip Flights. And I love them. They're the best pen ever, and that's the only.
What do you like about it?
That's
'Cause
the
it's really
only
not
thing
special.
I like it. It writes smoother than any pen I've ever had. Maybe I've just had bad pens up to now. I don't know. It clicks really
I do buy you
smoothly.
cheap pens for school because you
Look how smoothly it clicks. Like normally there's a bigger contention and like there's a lot of range and it's loud and I like that because I'm a fidgeter.
It does have a different click feel.
See, yeah, and I like that because I'm a fidgeter. And it's inkwell is bigger and that's why.
How do you know its inkwell is bigger?
Because someone took it apart. Yeah, and they're the same person who takes apart everyone's pens, including mine, and they were like, "Wow, none of these other pens inkwells."
Wow, look at the inkwell on that one.
Yeah, I know. And look, it has a metal clip. Most of the time, it's cheap plastic.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Where do you get your pens?
From you.
Okay, well.
And it's rubber grip, has little indentations. Secret Flight, best pen ever. But really, the point I wanted to bring it up was
I like gel pens.
Quit.
I'm staying on topic.
My turn. I'm talking right now. I wanted to bring on. The reason I bring it up is I love pens a lot more than I do pencils. Pencils are very unstable. Hate me so much right now. I love pens. They're a lot more stable than pencils. Like pencils can break or whatever, and like.
Oh yeah, and you got this pen because your pen broke.
Because someone took it apart and could have put it back together again.
When's the last time someone took apart your pencil?
Never, but the lead always breaks. And when you're with a mechanical pen, you don't know if there's lead left and you have to get lead. And like, either way, these are a lot more sturdy and they're better. And you can never sharpen it weird. Where like half of it is showing and half of it isn't. I love pens. Just pens in general. And I actually wanted to ask you, what do you prefer? Are you a pencil person or a pen person?
It depends what I'm doing. Obviously, if I'm sketching a cake or something, I do that in pencil. Well, if I'm writing for work purposes, making a list, that type of thing, I use a pen. If I'm doing math calculations, even if I have no intention of erasing, a lot of times I'll use a pencil. Let's see. Yes, I am going to talk about math and doing math with a pen. Since
on my
one of my many little notes from
my pre-planned pen to parchment proposition, I wrote down as right after we were talking about pens that Mom would bring out math with a pen. And sure enough, like
How many phone calls have I got from your school because you refused to do your math with a pencil?
With an inferior writing utensil.
Not for the purpose. All things you have to put in context with the purpose for which they're being used.
I understand that, but like even if I'm writing with a pencil, because I'm so OCD, like if I write down the number 15,
throwing the BS flag on OCD.
You said
throwing it.
You said you weren't gonna say anything when you threw the BS flag. If I write down 15,
I said I didn't have to.
And want to get rid of the 5 is still there, and that annoys me, and sometimes it screws me up on my math because I'm ADD as we eat squirrel.
You eat squirrel?
Yeah, sure I do. But even if I'm using a pencil, I still scratch it out. So why use an inferior writing utensil?
Why would you scratch out pencil? You're doing it wrong.
I understand that. I scratch out pencil. I already told you because you can still see the 5 no matter how good an eraser you have. And you always buy me the cheap pencils. You buy me the cheap pencils with the cheap erasers.
Not true. Not true. I buy the good mechanical pencils. So you can erase because they have the good white eraser.
And you buy me cheap pens. It's just a point I want to bring up.
I buy you cheap pens because you use 800 every school year.
Yeah, because I've never had a good one. They're all cheap so I can throw them around willy-nilly.
You wouldn't care if they were $20 pens. You would still throw them around willy-nilly.
These
you do
4
everything
pens.
willy-nilly. If it involves spending my money, willy-nilly here and there.
Jiggly jiggly fun time. Just pull your willy-nilly wherever. Please don't. You'll catch it, Kesha. If they haven't seen the previous video, they have no idea what's going on.
By the way, I heard a song on the radio today and I didn't know.
Nope. Back on topic.
And it said, boom, clap. And all I thought is, but all of you have an STD. Right? So, speaking of putting your willy-nilly everywhere, boom, clap. Don't do it. That's the parenting bit of this podcast.
Your piss poor parenting podcast.
Piss poor parenting. But hey, I think that's solid advice.
That's solid parenting.
Solid advice.
That's awful.
You put your willy nilly just anywhere, boom, clap. There you go.
That's so brilliant. It's not brilliant, but it's good life advice. She's a practical parent. That's what piss poor practical parenting podcast. I don't even know what we were on about. She wins another point, so it's probably like 2-0. I'll see if I can get that up there. That's really all we had. Last one was 30 minutes, and this one's only shelling out to be like 10. But I don't know. I just really like the Z-Grip flights. She's always bought me cheap stuff, and I just really prefer this. And what I was going to say earlier, you said because I always lose them, I've had these pens since like a month into the year, all 4 of them. And that's never happened. That's a record.
Because when it's my money, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just pisses it away. I'm telling you.
I piss it away.
Piss it away.
Well, don't piss in the wind and tell me it's raining.
Speaking of which, do you remember the time we were
gone?
I think it was before your time, actually. You were just a baby. We were on a road trip. I was still married to your dad. And,
I think I know where this is going.
we were driving back, and I'm pretty hardcore when we travel. We don't stop. You just don't stop. There's no need to stop and pee every hour or some crap. It's only 4 hours. You sleep 8 hours in a night and don't get up to pee. There's no need to stop and pee on the way home. However,
I'm just saying our van smells like piss because of this very reason.
Our van does not smell like piss. It might smell like a lot of things, like old Starbucks or something, but not piss. Anyway.
White girl.
A little bit.
There's a joke, but I don't want to make it.
His dad had to pee. And I said, no, I'm not stopping. Hang it out the window. And he did. And he peed on Josh. It blew back in the window.
Oh, that's awful.
It's horrible. I was like, oh my God, you didn't really do it. Yes, he did. He totally peed on your brother's face.
Blackmail. I have amazing blackmail now. Thank you, Mom. Oh my gosh, her anecdotes are the best in the world.
My kids are crazy. That's why. You can't live
like the old pens with math thing. If you're sane, you just do it in pencil.
Math in pencil. If it's going to involve a trip to the principal's office and an awkward phone call to me because I know he's on a dating site,
don't reference previous material. If they haven't seen it, that makes it pointless.
Are you kidding me? You reference everything. Everything you say is a callback to something else. You haven't had an original thought in like 6 months. Shut up.
I'm like a hipster on the internet.
You drank your coffee before it was cool.
That's why I have a burnt tongue. That and boom clap.
Anyway.
Piss poor parenting.
Yes.
Piss poor parenting point. There you go. Just because I love alliteration.
I would think you would adore alliteration.
Ooh.
If you're going to do it right.
I adore my amour alliteration. Amour is French for love.
I know what it is.
Well, then
but if you have to throw the my in there, it ruins the alliteration. So.
It's a my.
Anyhow. So, do we call this one at 15, or do you pick another topic?
This is the point of contention, and we're always reaching a constant point of contention here. Like, with the pens in math, I'm not going to change the way that I think or do math, really, because I feel like it's fine.
It doesn't matter what you feel like. There's an authority figure, and they get to make the rules. Get used to it. It's life. You're going to someday have a boss who says, I have a boss. When I started at the job I have now, I'm doing this menial beginner work. And when a certain task is completed, you put a check mark at the top of the page. Very standard. So I'm going about, I do my business. I'm good at my job. Working. Check. She brings back, she said, I need you to do this with red pen. The check marks in red pen, please, so that I know it's done. And yes, I still had to use a red pen, even though it didn't matter. You can tell it's done. The check mark's there. Because there are other people who get to make the rules. And until you get to be the one making the rules, you use what they tell you to use.
Yeah, but a check mark's easy to do. Redoing your whole math is not.
But you have to do use a pencil. How about you just start with a freaking pencil?
Because I don't have very many, if any, pencils in my bag.
You know you need a pencil for math. Get a pencil. Ask for a pencil. There's a whole bucket of pencils over there.
How many of them are sharpened? Or even
they don't have sharpeners at school? I'll have to call somebody about that. I'll call the Board of Education and say, did you know there are no sharpeners in those schools?
You know, there are rarely sharpeners because everything we do on this handy-dandy computer right here, so there's no reason for schools to have sharpeners anymore. And the sharpeners that they do that stupid half-sharpening thing where like half of it's sharpened and half of it isn't, and you can't write with it like an unclicked pen.
Do you need Mommy to sharpen your pencils for you?
Preferably, yes.
Anyway. Yes, we are always at a point of contention. Because you're just freaking like me.
No, you're just like me.
Can't be. I came first. I made you.
But I'm a hipster. I can reference you whenever I want.
What does that have to do with anything?
There have been a lot of swirls about lately.
You gulp when you drink. That's slurping. That's a totally different thing.
Just to annoy her.
Takes more than that. I'm immune. I can tune these people out. I have 5 kids. It's my job to be able to tune people out. It's how I survive.
But as soon as someone even says the word drugs, huh? What? Huh? What? Where? Huh? Who?
Look, my family history, drugs is not cool.
Drugs are bad, kids. This has been another parenting PSA.
Piss poor parenting PSA.
There you go. Piss poor practical parenting PSA.
Drugs are bad.
A proponent of the podcast. I had to throw in the A, but...
Okay, what else?
Filler.
Filler.
Full page of filler.
Fluff. Fluff.
It's fluff.
I'm kind of fluffy.
We need...
It's true.
Like that movie about you.
There's a movie about me?
Blobby white thing.
Yeah, there is. What is that? It's Real Something 6. I think it's a Pixar or Disney movie. I don't know.
It's Pixar. I know what you're talking about.
We're going to go watch Matthew McConaughey, though.
Oh.
Speaking of white girls.
My pen almost flew out of my hand. You pick. I don't care.
Stupid virus.
Start with your anecdote about that girl.
I can't go have that discussion because she's still currently employed at my firm.
Use that girl. Make up a name.
I can't.
Doodle McSquiggle Pants. Doodle McSquiggle Pants.
Stupidity on this level is remarkable to the point that you don't need a name to know who the hell I'm talking about. But suffice to say, I believe the algae stupid virus is real. There is, apparently, I haven't done the research, so don't quote me on it. Don't argue with me. I don't know. I'm referencing something I heard
I'll
on
do the
NPR.
research and put the link down here.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Right here or up here or down here somewhere.
It's going to be in none of those places. I'm gonna make it off screen.
Wampus.
What I'm gonna do is, you know those old 90
in.
games that used to have the pause screen only in the middle square? That's what I'm gonna do. This podcast is just gonna be the square, just so I can put the wording out way up here, way down there.
Anyway,
Just to spite you.
supposedly there's an algae that gives humans a virus that actually makes them stupid. It lives under my coworker's chair. All of it. I found it. I know where it is. We can track it down. We can end this thing.
Donate $1. I will link you to her PayPal account. Here is her banking information, right?
Oh, Lordy. Stupidity is contagious then, I guess. We suspected it all this time.
Stupidity brings us right on to... My mom is the opposite of a stupid person.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But specifically in Trivial Pursuit, I have never seen anyone so good at Trivial Pursuit in my life.
I don't think you have a very large frame of reference.
But you're a czar.
I do enjoy Trivial Pursuit. I know a lot of pointless shit. That's what that comes down to. My head is full of stuff that nobody really needs to know. And I'm a good guesser. I'm just a good guesser. It's part of the propensity for BS I mentioned previously. I can just make shit up. And then I'm right sometimes. And whoa, there you go.
So you're previously preposterous with a propensity to pronounce it in this piss poor parenting podcast.
That was a reach.
That was a reach. That was a huge reach. But seriously, like, what's your training routine? Is it Rocky theme? Dun dun dun.
Speaking of which,
Dun, dun,
I meant to say,
dun.
like, I think
Dun, dun, dun,
when I
dun.
entered the screen, I want theme music, like one of your sweaty man grabbers. Like, I should have music.
Da 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 da. But it would play at the start because you don't walk in.
Well, true.
We should totally. Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to get you a boa, and like a jacket that you can rip off like the Hulk. There we go. Not the Hulk. Hulk Hogan.
Well, the Hulk rips stuff off too, but I don't think I want to turn green. That's really not my color.
It's getting flu season, and you haven't vaccinated any of us because you know we get autism. I've already got it. Oh, God.
I would just like to take a minute to say, if you believe that vaccines cause autism, this is not the podcast for you. You also might want to check your house for the algae. Anyhow.
This has been a Piss Poor Parenting Podcast PSA. This is going to be a running theme. I'm going to have to make up a title screen for it and everything.
Okay, so jazz hands. I need music. We need music when we come, so we're going to have to brainstorm some
Jazz
ideas.
hands is actually right there.
That's a whole different topic. But anyway, we do need music, because I feel like I need the music.
Bum, 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 bum.
And we should totally do a trivia podcast sometime, where we just play trivia.
We could We could have like a boardcast. A boardcast.
A boardcast?
There you go. It's a boardcast.
They're going to be bored.
They're going to be bored. We're going to be playing Trivia Pursuit. They're going to be bored out of their minds.
Okay. I don't know. I like trivia.
How'd you get so good? Like,
there's no, not being afraid to guess is the first thing.
Well, yeah.
I know a little bit about a lot of topics. So if the question is, say, on authors, I'll pick an author. Odds are good they're going to be asked. The answer is going to be a list of most famous, so your odds are pretty good at guessing, especially if you know an era or a region the author is from. You can kind of narrow it down so it's an educated guess. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, I understand that, but I have educated guesses too, and they're all wrong.
Well, you need more educating then. Stay in school, kids, so you can beat your mom at trivia. Because that's what really matters.
Piss Poor Parenting Podcast, PSA.
PSA.
All right, so there was actually, what is our next fluff topic? Did you notice that smooth segue? I actually had to tell you this is our next topic.
Next topic. Yeah. I want a graphic for that. Next topic.
Oh, there's going to be one. I know how to do that. Okay, but there was okay, let's start with, I have a history of arachnophobia.
That's reasonable to say yes.
Yeah, I used to be girly Mick piss your pants.
Used to be.
No, I'm better about it now.
Where do you think the piss smell comes from?
You're not letting us piss. And then throwing a spider in our face is all. Or actually, that's more of my dad type thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope he never gets a hold of this. But there was a wrestling in celebrity, I believe it's British, Katie Mulua.
Malua.
Oh,
that's the phonetic.
Yeah, that's a phonetic. Malua.
Okay.
And she went to go get it like checked out, and a doctor looked inside there, and there was a spider living
what?
inside of her ear.
In her ear. Yeah, spiders.
Because
go
she
in
heard
ears
that
sometimes.
rustling noise,
Mhm.
and she went to go get it checked out, and there was a spider inside of her ear, and she was like,
Now, what website did you get this from?
"This was SourceFed. Link here. That means it's not going to be there, but yeah, SourceFed is trusted. SourceFed is trustable, and it's yeah. She's even talked about.
Don't make me Google shit while we're doing.
Google it. Google Katie Malua, and you'll find the spider story. And that's another reason why I don't like spiders. I'm not scared anymore, except for like big freaking spiders. But as far as small ones, I've quit being scared.
Interestingly, which do you prefer for debunking stories you see on the internet? What website do you use? What website do you use for debunking stories you see on the internet?
I just Google it.
Or do you still just believe everything you see?
I Google it, and then if like MSNBC did a thing on it or NPR did a thing on it, I believe it. And if they haven't, then I don't. She's using... Well, that's probably not updated.
It should be. How do you spell Malua?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's Google.
Yeah, just Google.
I like Truth or Fiction better than Snopes myself. But in the workplace, as hard as it is to believe, people still forward all those emails where,
Oh, yeah.
Target is pro-gay, anti-military, whatever, yada, yada crap. And people just forward that like it's, because it's in email, it must be true. So then I go on Truth or Fiction and pull the story and send it back to them because I'm that person.
PSA, we are both pro-gay, I believe. I know yeah, you are. You're pro-gay. Aren't you?
Well, I'm not. I'm pro. Do whatever you like. As long
See,
as
we
you're
both
not
have.
hurting anybody.
We're too close to each other in thoughts. Great minds think alike, and ours.
And ours.
But we both like. We're the stereotypical American. As long as you're not doing it in our yard, you do whatever you want. This picture.
The Guardian.
Well, the Guardian isn't truthful, but
Washington Post.
Washington Post. How about that? Are they reliable? I don't.
Washington Post is an actual newspaper.
Okay, cool. So that's reasonably reliable. Yeah. There's how they spell.
And she's a singer, not a wrestler.
I didn't say wrestler.
You did.
She's a singer. Did I really say wrestler?
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, what?
I didn't mean to. There's BBC. BBC.
Yeah. Huffington Post is.
I don't trust Huffington Post, but I trust BBC.
Can be. Interesting.
Huffington Post is about 50-50. Yeah, but just a spider in your ear. So that has been about 5 minutes that the podcast was wasted on seeing if it was true. We could have just Googled it after and then put that in.
Well, no, I just was curious. Plus, I needed an excuse to check my phone. So.
Point you. And alliterations was on my fluff topics, but I feel like we've done that enough. We've really hit alliterations. And to really hone that point in, one of our topics is Thai tension thoughts. And that is, we had Thai food today. Shh, don't give me that look. Don't give the camera that look that you're...
I can look any way I want at the camera.
Like ugly. Shots fired! But I tried Thai food.
You realize you look like me, right?
I've heard I look like you. I've heard I look nothing like you. I've heard both.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I tried Thai food today. It was good. It wasn't good. It wasn't Zio's good. It wasn't Roadhouse good. Texas Roadhouse. It was okay. I tried. What did I even try?
Pad CU.
I tried Pad
L2.
C.
He had an L2 with no
I had
veggies.
an L11.
No, you had L2. Did you get L11?
I got L11.
Oh, then you had knee pad is what we call it. That's not what it is.
It was like K-A.
Pad cow.
Either way.
Yeah.
We had knee pad. I had
He
knee
had
pad.
knee pad with no vegetables.
No vegetables, because I am picky. It just said mixed vegetables. Everything else had a listed description of what it had.
Several of the items had mixed vegetables, and I knew that the mixed vegetables in my dish were different than the one he was getting, so I knew it just could be random. It doesn't mean the same thing. So I told him he was probably better off just getting no vegetables. So he just got noodles and chicken, and it is good.
It was good.
The spring rolls are really good, but he wouldn't even try those.
I'm known for my pickiness in eating.
Well, that's strange because I'm not picky at all.
Yeah, she'll just... I'm not going to make the joke. I want to keep the debit card. But, yeah. I tried Thai. It was alright. I had about a 1, and we had a whole rant on how, like, there's Mexican spicy, and I can handle my own on Mexican spicy, but I know Asian spicy is a whole new ballpark. It's crazy spicy Asian food is. And no matter where in Asia.
Spicy. I just told her no spicy. No spicy.
Sometimes that's too much for her.
Because sometimes the little ease man in the kitchen just does whatever he wants.
Ease man.
You know,
you have to tell the ease man story now.
Well, ease man is just any Chinese, Japanese. Like, if you don't know, that's what Josh, my older son's grandpa, used to always call him, was an ease man. Some, because it's offensive to call them the wrong ethnicity. So I generalize.
Josh is number 1 and he got peed on. Back to toilet humor. Our brow of comedy was getting too high. I had to sink it back down to the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've hit the 30-minute mark.
And then some?
Yeah, and then some. And you guys get the amazing task of watching me strike out all the fluff topics that we've already done. So that's fun. That one. And then tie, tension, thoughts, alliteration. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fluff topics.
They're thinking, oh my god, there's going to be 4. No, make it stop.
And we will never stop. We are the Borg. We never stop. We never quit.
They are the Borg.
They are the Borg. We're the Borg. Yeah, we entertain ourselves.
All right.
So, that's it.
That's it.
We don't have a formal outro.
Outro?
Intro, outro.
I don't think outro is a word.
Outro is.
Introduction, outroduction? I don't think so.
No, outro is a thing, though.
Are you totally Googling it right now?
Yes, I am. On the computer.
I think it's...
Outro, Wikipedia. Oh, it's a song.
Yeah, hello.
Here, definitely out. Let me click so I can get the full one. Here. Music and interesting music and instrumental passage that concludes a piece of music. It is technically a music term, but it is valid in a video of sense. Especially if
there is no sense here. If there's supposed to be sense here, you're doing it wrong.